So if I now come over and look at the Nasdaq, where am I? Yeah, here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing in particular, other than to say the Nasdaq has a cleaner 1, 2 of this one is cleaner and more in line with what one would typically expect for the 1 of 3 up in the Nasdaq. We've got an A, B, C as an expanded flat. This is a very, very extended impulse, and we've spiked the 50% retrace. Same things apply in the Nasdaq, in that the next move up is going to be what tells us what's going to happen, and the same possibilities in the Nasdaq. This area can be the B wave of a 2, or if we come up here and hit a retrace fib and then come and take out the areas for the C of 2, we are also in the diagonal count in the Nasdaq. And if you refer to the extended video section on the weekend update for the NDX, I covered that, and I'm keeping the diagonal charts for the NDX and the S&P 500 up to date on the main dashboard site area until it either becomes the primary or it invalidates. At the moment, it is still not the primary expectation. Whether that's me being hopeful, I hope that it isn't, that I'm being more pragmatic than that. But you do have to bear in mind, with the best will in the world, someone in my position does have a bias, even though we try not to. So my bias is that a diagonal is so much more difficult to guide you through and so much more difficult to own stocks long during. So I guess part of me is hoping that that is not what happens. So please, bear that in mind. We're all human. The Dow Jones Industrial, meantime, I can't decide whether this 3 is in here or we've got an expanded flat for a 4, but providing we hold yesterday's low and then again we've got a resistance zone above us on the Dow Jones here between the 618 and 764, but if we can get the same clearance up here, so in the immediate term I'm looking for a very similar setup or structure to the upside, with the caveat that the Dow is very much hitting all the fibs along the way that it should in its impulse structure. So at the moment I'm not even plotting the alternative of a diagonal in the Dow. If it becomes relevant, I'll look at it, but at the moment it actually isn't, so I'm leaving it.